clip of myself. Of course, I never know what this camera's gonna look like. Well, because it is not secured properly. I guess that should be good. Now do the social media, the digger thingies. Probably close the door over there because it's probably picking up the fan. Make sure this is working. Sound check myself. Sound check myself. I'm picking up that fan a lot. Let me just picking up that fan a lot. Adjust the gain a little, and listen to myself echo on my computer. How is everyone doing? You guys can stare at my dog over there a little bit. Look how sad she looks. It's because she read Jason Schreier's article and she's depressed about the state of BioWare in general, which is probably just endemic of the gaming industry in general. Okay, I think that should be good. As we stare into my Inquisitor's face. Alright. Just shut the fan off in general. Right. Oh, I need to come up with a better arrangement at my office. Of course, my dog likes to follow me everywhere. Isn't that right? Hey, BJ. Oh, what, you want more attention? Alright. So, welcome everybody to the beginning of the end, as I like to call it. Got my chocolate milk mix with some coffee grounds, so I don't really feel like brewing another cup of coffee. Damn. It's 2019 and we have to be afraid of microplastics and the environment. That sucks, but... I've got these metal straws to stop using disposable plastic straws, and unfortunately seems like the ice is getting easily trapped in it. Normally I don't have an issue with this, but maybe might not have broken down the ice properly. Screw it. Yeah, the ice are a little bit chunky, but screw it. Let that melt for a little bit as my dog begs for more attention. Yeah, alright. I might as well finish this game. Yeah. What can I say after reading Jason Schreier's article on Anthem and BioWare in general? Then this game, it kind of puts this game in a whole different perspective now. I'm not gonna lie, it's sort of kind of tainted my like of this game just a little bit. Not too bad, but yikes, BioWare, why? And where's that light source in my inquisitive eyes? Where's that coming from? Anyways, oh BioWare, that's... You gotta change, or... Yeah, it's... you know what? Maybe BioWare should just kind of needs to go away. I hate to say that. I mean, same studio that brought us Garrus Vicarian and klutzy little dog falling off the couch, and Garrus and Iron Bull. Let's not forget our favorite one-eyed Kunari. Such great classics, great characters, great stories like the first and Mass Effect and the first Dragon Age, and let's not speak of any other games. That maybe it's just time they just go away. I'll be the first to say it. They're not the same company, and especially if they're going to support a culture that is that toxic to work with. And I'm not even sure if toxic is the right word. It's just a shame. Like, I wouldn't even call it toxic. It's just a terrible place to work. Maybe even like a hostile work environment where people are having to lock themselves in their office and cry to themselves. Depression and anxiety is running rampant. That's terrible. I think I want to move my camera, just the camera a little more. There we go. I think that's better. Like, why BioWare? Just why? Why? Let me just camera a little more. There's my doggies bark at something. And that's my other... Oh, my husband's back. This is why. Why BioWare? It was partial joke. It was partially a joke, but as I replied to their Twitter, get some help. Whether you need to divorce yourself from EA, or whether the employees need to divorce themselves from the company, get help. Get help for your depression. Get help from your anxiety. Just get help. One second. Okay, well, I guess we might as well just begin. See what the B team shoved off the door. Only, I think, the best DLC of this game. Honestly, a better ending than what the A team came up with. That's for sure. So, Extended Exalted Council. Warning, beginning the Exalted Council will lock off all other areas and the plots and jump to 944 Dragon, 2 years before the death of 2 years after the death of Corypheus. There is no going back from this point. With Corypheus dead and the threat of the Fate Rifts and demons waning, both Orlais and Ferelden have begun to raise questions about the future of the Inquisition. Divine Victoria has promised to shield the Inquisition from political matters as long as possible. Eventually, she plans to call the Exalted Council, a chance to determine the role and possibly the fate of the Inquisition. Recommended levels 20 or higher. Divine Justinia will not call the Exalted Council until you are ready, Inquisitor. A full 8 power. Begin the end of the game. Oh, it'd suck if you somehow didn't have that. The Exalted Council will be held at the Winter Palace outside Hilashiram. Thanks to Divine Justinia, or Victoria's, negotiation with the ambassadors, we are ready to depart at your convenience. I think I have everyone set up. I mean, I could cheat and give my characters more stat points if I wanted to, but fuck it. Let's just venture forth. So I'm having trouble with the metal straw. Right on the metal horse. It's not my usual horse, but okay. I guess my horse needs more body armor than the Inquisitor.
Bloody negotiation.
Smiles, everyone. We must be careful how we present ourselves.
Why did Divine Victoria call the Exalted Council? She's kept Orlais from bothering us for the last 2 years.
At increasing political cost, yes. She has done all she can, but the Exalted Council has become necessary. Orlais would control us, and based on their many marriage proposals, they have specific plans for you. Our real concern is Ferelden. They would see us disbanded entirely.
Because we probably see the Inquisition as our legion, or legion equals bad, because they want to invade us and want to reconquer their liberated land, liberated country. Kind of goes to show how thankful everyone is once the imminent threat is over.
Inquisitor, it has been too long. I hope the years have been kind to you.
How have you been, Mother Giselle?
It's only been 2 years.
I spent last summer in Emprise de Lyon, distributing food sent from the Exalted Plains. The Dales are finally recovering.
Since Corypheus fell, I think you may have spent more time traveling than I have.
It keeps me out of trouble, Your Worship.
Really?
I should mention that your
went to the
forces
deep roads and
at
stuff.
Suladin Keep were of great help.
And the
Please give my
Prospect
compliments to Baron Deschedin. Divine Victoria asked me to greet you on her behalf. She is currently attending to the Ferelden ambassador's concerns.
Ooh, I can point out that Liliana is my Inquisitor.
You can probably just call her Liliana in private conversation.
It's
You
disrespectful.
can, Inquisitor. I prefer to use her divine name.
Because
Our
I'm
last
racist.
divine once joked about why I insisted upon calling her Justinia. She called it my way of reassuring her that I had not completely forgotten who was in charge.
How do you think Divine Victoria has done these last 2 years?
It is hardly for me to say, Inquisitor.
With respect, that's never stopped you before, Mother Giselle.
Victoria is proving to be a woman that few dare to disagree with. She has already won concessions for the Inquisition. You are fortunate to have her support.
I'll speak to Divine Victoria.
I believe
I'm
she would
surprised they're not,
appreciate
like,
that,
she's
Your
very
Worship.
unpopular.
The Divine sees the good that you can do and have done. Duke Cyril will wish to greet you on behalf of Olay. I believe he is currently speaking with the Tevinter ambassador. Many of your friends have returned as well. I hope you have a chance to speak with them before the Exalted
Conveniently,
Council
everybody
begins.
showed up.
The Imperium sent an ambassador.
Yes, Your Worship. Dorian Pavas has taken the chance to return from Tevinter. It will be good to see him again. I owe him my apology. I allowed my distrust of Tevinter to cloud my judgment. He took a great risk coming to help us and deserved better treatment.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
going to
right.
apologize to Dorian.
I have little patience for those who cannot admit they were wrong, Your Worship. Myself included. I will have to make my apologies somewhere public. He will want an audience for his reaction.
Who has returned for the
That's nice.
Exalted
She
Council?
has a character evolution.
Your
and admit that
dwarven
she's
friend,
actually
Master
wrong.
Tetras, for one. I understand he spent much of the last few years in Kirkwall. I believe Sir Blackwall has returned as well, although he now uses the name Tom Ranier. Enjoy
phony.
time with them
Big
while you
fat
can,
phony.
Your Worship. I doubt you will have the chance once the Exalted Council is underway.
Thank you, Mother Giselle.
Your Worship, a final question, if I may. This Exalted Council, Ferelden would have the Inquisition disband. Olay sees its power as another feather in a chevalier's helmet. What do you wish to do with the Inquisition?
I would agree to spin. Yeah, might as well. You'd lay down your sword and go home. We have a
Corypheus is dead. We accomplished what we set out to do. If we're not needed any longer, and if it can be done peacefully, it may be time for the Inquisition to disband.
Thank you. Maker watch over you, Inquisitor. I will not keep you any longer.
And this is the part I would like to call Uh, a condensed version of Mass Effect Citadel. Mass Effect 3 Citadel, because remember when I first saw like clips of this, just like all the interactions, I'm like, oh wow, that's really neat. You can interact with all your Bard. You can interact with all your companions, sort of like Mass Effect 3 style. Then then I actually played the game. And I'm like, oh wow, those little tiny clips I saw of the interactions from Inquisition. That's all there is. That literally is all there is, because it's Mass Effect.
I should look around.
Essentially a Dragon Age Inquisition Citadel in a tiny bit. Grand Enchanter. First Grand Enchanter. My plot synthesis. There's a thingy here. It's bone. Expensive dog treats, bone-shaped dog treats baked in a mold, fancy scroll work, and a happy-looking dog toward the side. Smells faintly of ham and excess. Okay. Yeah. So it's almost like they went the polar opposite of Mass Effect 3 Citadel. They focused on the plot and just kind of made the character interactions like really short and brief, whereas Mass Effect 3 Citadel is mostly focused on the character interactions and has nothing to do with the plot of Mass Effect 3. Cole in the last few years. Oh, these are just codexes trying to catch people up on what everyone has been doing. I like how they say a few last years. Usually when I think of the word a few, I think of 3 or more. This has only been 2 years. Maybe 3 to 5 years. I could see calling it a few years. Inquisitor, I send this to you uncertain whether this comprises a joke, a test, or some form of magic, but if it is the latter, I wish to state that I am deeply uncomfortable, but based on the results, I can hardly complain. Our work has never been more successful. I have no recollection of having written the following, but it is certainly my hand with signifiers in the language that make it clear that I act on my own volition with writing it. I assume that you will make more of it than I can. Yours, Charter. Okay. I'm not sure who Charter is. Send to Inquisitor and Recall. Quarterly progress, rescued 6. Higher than expected, targets hit 4. 1 dead with when wanted for interrogation. No prisoners. Agent morale, strong. Some crying, all insist they were. Good tears. Strong emotions, but unrelated to the mission at hand, usually tied to some past trauma, oddities, misplaced items, unexpected, often tied to emotional revelations among groups, concerned with hostile blood mages, binding demons, anger. Marks on my fingers, bees drone behind me as honeycombs crunches between my teeth. Why was she always she was always proud of me. Why did I write this? Okay. Josephine in the last few years, the Inquisitor Adar. Commander Colin has reviewed the soldiers. I have written and received so many letters from the Elysian courts. Our birds particularly blot out the sun. We are prepared for the Exalted Council, as we will be. I know this past year has been full of formal meetings. Goodness knows I have attended many myself. But this one will truly test the alliance and friendships we have worked so hard to build. I'm not entirely sure if the plot actually, all your side missions and stuff will actually affect any of this. Maybe, maybe not. I think it always just kind of ends the same. If I may offer you any advice, Inquisitor, it is this: keep a ready smile and remember we have their attention because we are to be reckoned with. Yours respectfully, Ambassador Montelier. What is this? Liliana in the last few years. Inquisitor, thank you so much for your kind inquiries. I am doing very well, although I have been quite busy. Selecting new staff for my apartments at the Grand Cathedral has taken me much longer than expected, and if you don't mind, I would like to borrow Scout Harding for the next few weeks to help me find more nugs. I cannot possibly hire anyone to a permanent position without first observing them in a room full of baby nugs, and all the litters I have on hand are nearly fully grown. In any case, I will see you soon. Have Blanchera until then, Liliana. I guess baby nugs are an indicator of trust. I guess. I found the thingy. Crumpled up silk napkin. Crumpled up silk napkin with some words inked in the corner. They are so smudged by white stains. The only ones still readable are: there was once a man from Hosberg. Okay. Must be a poem. Or a limerick of some sort.
It's been quite a day so far, has it not? I've been speaking with representatives from everywhere.
Have they given you trouble?
Not at all. It is quite alarming. It means they are all saving themselves up for later.
Uh-oh.
Would you walk with me? I should like to take some air before the Exalted Council becomes inescapable. The palace has been most accommodating. We are, after all, here at their insistence. But the ministers may... No. No more talk of the council. This meeting was to spend time with you in a more relaxed fashion.
Let's go to the Citadel Market.
Then why can I still see those wheels turning in your head?
Work carries a certain momentum. The truth is, there is a small entertainment happening tonight, to which I may be able to find a pair of invitations.
You'd like me to go with you?
Very much so. In all the years you worked with Orlais, you had so little time to enjoy its culture.
It's kind of weird. It's like, let's go to a play that's happening tonight, and then we go to the play, and then it's like the next day, and there's like no real passage of time. It's like, when is this council gonna happen? And everyone's just still meandering about in the Winter Palace.
I do wish you'd warned me the game would take more work after Halam Shiral.
It's strange. Those were somehow simpler times.
Save the queen.
With all that's been happening, I promised myself a single evening out. I'd very much like to go with a friend.
Ooh, a friend.
And what is this small entertainment?
Something to ease our minds. I would very much like to surprise you with the details.
Why not?
Twitchy animation.
Josephine, I put myself in your capable hands.
Splendid. I will arrange things at once. The past years have been so busy. We have earned at least a few moments of rest.
A calm night out sounds...
Ooh, shenanigans!
Oh, bravo!
Was the woman in gold playing a king? Who was the man in feathers?
Oh, it's all very simple. The first actor's mask is determined by... well, I will lend you the program guide. But tell me, did you enjoy the performance?
Give me an opinion on something you haven't actually seen yourself. Then you did.
That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Truly.
That part with the glittery... And they actually set fire to... Yes, I truly enjoyed it.
This is supposed to be like
Then I call
Cirque du
tonight a
Soleil,
great success.
opera thingy.
Oh, look! The encore signal!
What was that? Like...
I do hope you... Any ear-ringing should go away in a day or two. It is good to see you. It is good to see you.
Yeah, there's like a lot less happening. At least like Jack's battle thingy like has the actual wave that you fight in, and at least there was like more to Steve and James's date where you watch them watch basketball. Or at least you see them banter back and forth about the basketball game. You don't watch the basketball game, but afterwards you can see everyone enjoy themselves, and you can kind of picture. You don't have to really know exactly what happened and the results, and it's like, oh yeah, who won? And then they have their little post banter. Another phone. Apparently he wrote a chapter 10 thing. I honestly don't read these. Da, 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 da. We're gonna walk this way. Varric. Hello, Varric.
The Prince of Starkhaven wrote to you again.
Of course he did. Just put that one in the pile with letters from the Merchants Guild.
And the captain of the city guard had a very colorful message for me to deliver to you as well.
I think he becomes Viscount.
Inquisitor! Andraste's ass, am I ever glad to see you.
Ooh. He's glad to see me.
And the Inquisitor comes to the rescue once again.
Is that what you call it?
This is Bran Caven. Until recently he was the Viscount...
Provisional Viscount.
Of Kirkwall.
So why is he here with messages from the Merchants Guild?
I have resumed my post as Seneschal now that Master Tethras has been elected Viscount.
You're the Viscount of Kirkwall now.
Well, it seems the two of you have a
Is this
great
the same
deal to discuss. Why don't I just leave you
Shenable is
to
the
it?
first guy? I don't remember
So,
him looking
it
like
turns
that.
out, you fund enough reconstruction efforts in a city-state, the nobles give you the worst job they can think of.
Actually, I also remember the last Seneschal, the Market Assassin kind of have a thing for transvestites, or maybe trans people in general, but I think it was a trans elf too. I think it was like it might have been even like a prostitute from one, like the brothel. Actually, now I kind of want to look that up right now. Let's see. Wiki. Okay, so it is supposed to be the same guy. He looks nothing like the same character. He has like brown, nice, brown reddish hair. Yeah, so a lot of the characters, it seems like a lot of like the extra characters that you only see once, they didn't translate them very well from um, Unreal to Frostbite. No.
That's fantastic. You'll make an excellent Viscount.
Yay, in a city.
I think the nobility figured, after Dumar and Perrin, what's the worst that could happen if we put the dwarf in charge? They voted me in because I got the harbor and businesses up and running again. They want shit fixed, and I can do that. Anyway, I was hoping I'd catch you before the summit got underway. I got you a sort of present.
Ooh.
It's official recognition of your title and holdings in Kirkwall. Congratulations. You're a Comte now.
You can't actually do that without...
Too late. Already did it. Also, your mercenary company, the Valokas. They work for Kirkwall now. I just know my guard captain will love the Shokrakar.
Guard Captain Aveline has been to my office 11 times in the last week to complain.
You were leaving us to talk, remember?
I guess the hair supposed to make him like, oh, he's grodier now and older.
This is possibly too much, Varric. I don't know what to say.
I'm not sure what a...
That's nothing.
Comte is?
Practically nothing. Don't mention it.
Actually, I don't even know what a seneschal
that
is.
reminds me. It's the key to the city.
You can't give that away without approval from the council and a special ceremony.
It's just symbolic anyway.
It controls one of the giant chain nets in the harbor.
Really? It's so much better than I thought.
Let's see. First off, what the hell is a seneschal? A seneschal, the steward of a major domo of a medieval great house, the governor or the administrative or judicial officer. So it's just a fancy title for pencil pusher. The person who actually gets shit done. That's probably what they love pencil pushing. I get Comte cheese. Comte is the French Catalan and Octavian form of the word count. Okay, so okay, the count. In the court of the French comes I don't even know what that whole account is. I'm not European, and I live in America where those titles mean. Okay, so the historical titles and nobility in certain European countries, varying in social status, generally of middling rank in the hierarchy of nobility. Okay. So, it's a fancy title, probably like Duke, and so there's a hierarchy of nobility, I guess.
This operates those giant chains. Can I try it?
No.
I don't know how this council thing is going to end for the Inquisition. But whatever gets decided, you've got a place lined up in Kirkwall if you want it. Also, control of the harbor, I guess. Anyway, you should meet with the diplomats. And we'll get in a game of Wicked Grace before I go back, though, right?
I wouldn't miss it.
Don't bet any public buildings this time.
Can I run your... If I win, can I run your... my hand through your chest? And... Your beard. Your
I'll be
chin.
here if you need me. I'll be here if you need me.
Yeah, that's all the interactions and dates that you get.
I suppose.
Gold Corvette. This Corvette is slightly the worst
And
from
what did
wear
they
and
need?
tear. However, the
All's well,
stitching
it
is
seems.
remarkable, and the gold of the cloth has a subtle, expensive shimmer to it. I'm not sure what a Corvette is either. Oh, these damn French terms.
And you? Of course.
Educate ourselves. With a neckband. The forerunner of the modern tailored necktie, which I don't understand what the hell neckties are even for. I mean, it's an accessory, but I prefer my accessories to have a function to them, like sunglasses or magic rings of power.
I don't think they knew. I can't believe this.
Oh, yes.
I can't believe it. Half finished co-op. I don't care. Another bone. I think somebody gets a dog, and that's what the bones are for. Let's head this way. Actually, no, the plot says I should go that way, so let's go this way. Aren't synced up properly. Oh no, wait, there they are. They're just not synced up very well. Hey, it's a big fat phony. Let's see. Blackwall, if that's your real name, which it isn't. In the last few years, an excerpt from the report bearing the seals of the Grey Warden found among the Inquisition files. Tom Raynor participated in the Grand Tourney, former captain of the Orlesian army, known for murder and treason. Also known for impersonating a Grey Warden, Warden Constable Blackwall, Valchevin. They don't read French. Member of the Inquisition, played role in the defeat of Corypheus. Status, recruited, joining, survived. Assignment, Free Marshes. Denmark Mountains, reporting to the Warden. Strodenmeyer in an ongoing investigation of the Denmark prison. To the wiki. Is that a character that's supposed to mean me? No, it is not. Because he doesn't have an entry other than relation to what this codex says. Alright, big fat phony, what have you been up to? Hang on, I'm gonna readjust these.
Fashionably late. I thought you weren't gonna show.
Late? Oh wow, this got even worse. Late would imply that I was expected to show up here. I didn't get an invitation, and I certainly wasn't going to be late for this trial or something.
I'm late, and you decide to make the Winter Palace rubble.
Eh? Never liked it anyway. Too fancy. So tell me everything that happened while I was away.
Fade out, fade in. And that's what happened.
Geralf strolls up, hands filled with ripe squashes, and says, "Sir, I must report that it was an utter boondoggle."
I laugh at my own jokes.
Maybe you had to be there.
I'm not sure being there would have helped. And please, never do that voice again.
What?
Anyway, it's nice to be back, though I'm not sure what to think of this council. The Wardens will be missing me, but they aren't going to keep me away from a friend who might need my sword arm.
Be ineffective.
If that's your sword arm, I think I'm better off without it.
Wow. Ouch.
Think you can do better.
Throwing shade there, Inquisitor. Okay. The hell was that?
Inquisitor. Inquisitor.
Think you could do better? The end. Oh my god. Oh. Different runners, I see. What do you say, gentlemen? These three. Nobody important. Oh, the golden nug to sync up all my stuff. I don't think the community chest is here. Okay. Oh. What the hell was that? Pair of petals. What the hell was that? I wonder if I accidentally stumbled across a Kunari. I didn't just notice. On YouTube, I can just look at that. I'm playing back the footage. I can't really make them out because the quality's fuzzy. Zoom, enhance. It might be a Kunari. They kind of look all hooded and stuff. Bone and a book. Nope. Storms of Temptation. Nope. I'm not gonna stop by and read everything because I'm a slow reader and it would take far too long. Potions. I have... Yes, I do. I have access to everybody. Loading. His name's now Tom Rainer. Fanfic. Notes on the palace guests. Don't care. There's a store over here.
We shall see.
I'll just take this off the shelf. That's totally legal. So, what's this? Oh, yeah. Oh, hey. Infinity everything. Actually, I did need more Reverend Hearts. Wow, Infinity Dragon Bones. All the medals. All the fabric. Actually, all the fabric except the DLC stuff, like the... they don't have like the DLC tier 4 stuff. It's over here. Great sword. It's a blind enemy with evil eye. I guess every herb. Yep. I don't think I can access my community chest. Nope. Not here anyways. Maybe over there. Nope.
Of course.
I guess it's not here. Well, here's Charter, whoever the hell
Well
you
met,
are.
Your Worship. Well met, Your Worship.
Okay. Activity in the Winter Palace. Our notes encrypted she developed with Liliana over the past couple of years. MC's intention seems sincere. Agent in place at party tonight where MC is attending. VP left notes, drops promise. Servant and... I guess this is where Liliana would be if she wasn't the Divine. To all members of the Inquisition, it has come to my attention that I must remind everyone of the type of behavior expected from us during the Exalted Council. It is natural to wish to hold our heads high, but remember that we are guests at the Imperial Court. It is upon us to behave with good grace, propriety, and restraint. If you are unsure how to address someone of gentle birth, really, my lord or my lady will suffice. If you are fearful that you have overstepped an unknown protocol, speak with your commanders. If they are not available, seek me out. Imbibing is strongly discouraged at all times. Imbibing. I'm not familiar with that word. If you are steered into an argument about the Inquisition's politics, politely excuse yourself as quickly as possible. Please do not engage in debates. For loss fails, trust sends, and common courtesy to guide your actions. Sincerely, Lady Montelier. Bib. bid. Oh, drink. Okay. Drink alcohol, of course. Dorian, in the last few years. It was good to hear from you, my friend. For months I had only the Society of Mayverses, fledglings, Lurayan party, junior members of the Magisterium, so filled with fire and zealots, and so widely inept at politics. May keeps a bucket of ice water on hand in case one of them accidentally immolates himself. At least I gave you the wrong impression. We are making progress, but it will take a great deal of skill to keep the Lucerian alive through the usual schedules of Minrothis. Scheming long enough to become real political faction. Fortunately, they do have me. I'm sorry to hear that the politics are plaguing you as well. Must be something going on around here, like a pestilence or like a fashion trend. Hopefully Josephine can defuse the Ferelden outcry and persuade the Orlesians to stop circling you with a collar and a leash. You know, she did always love a challenge. You'll find me an excuse to make a trip south soon. Well, I'll find an excuse to make a trip south soon. We should really catch up in person, don't you agree, Dorian? Iron Bull in the last few years. Thank you for sending the Chargers to assist in dealing with the demons attacking Montfort. Their assistance was most appreciated and many lives were saved. Iron Bull and his Chargers have prevented another civil war from sweeping across Orlais. With their efforts in Paradel, the Iron Bull in particular defeated the would-be usurper in combat. We must protest the actions of the Bull's Chargers in the South Reach. While the presence of demons and Templars corrupted by Red Lyrium is undisputed, the necessity of your dwarven minor collapsing the better part of the mountain on the enemy forces was hardly necessary. Bull's Chargers were a great assistance in driving back the demons that attacked the shores of Lake Callahan. The elf who calls herself Dalish was particularly helpful, and I look forward to her promised explanation of how Dalish archery techniques can create walls of ice or dispel magical barriers. Excerpts from letters of thanks relating to the activities undertaken by Bull's Chargers over the past 2 years. Oh, there's my storage. And my wardrobe. I can be all emo. I could go back to my pajamas. Very tight-fitting pajamas. Purity. Let's go with the slight blue. So I can dupe stuff here if I wanted to. And make myself some money. I can sell all this crap too. That works too. Because none of it except for maybe that is actually good. Varric in the last few years. Inquisitor, greetings, salutations from beautiful Kirkwall. The sun is shining, the seabirds are screeching, and almost nothing in Hightown has fallen into a sinkhole and ended up in the sewers in over a month. The Red Lyrium cleanup in the gallows is going much better than expected. Nobody misses having Meredith fused into the flagstone. Of course, she's hanging out at the Black Emporium, eerily glaring at everybody. Really, it took them that long to remove her body, but she's in the Black Emporium. The city guards celebrate finally getting her out of there by holding a complete impromptu parade. Several Lowtowner residents compose a song on the spot with the lyrics to the effect of, "Thank the Maker, the crazy cursed Templar is gone," which was remarkably catchy, despite or maybe because of the fact that it was just mostly just swearing in tune. Even with all the stellar progress, it looks like I'm stuck here. Channels in the harbor are completely changed by falling debris in the last few years, which has led to a lot of ships getting wrecked coming and going, which only makes things worse. Then we had rifts open, weird glowing fade rocks appearing out of nowhere. Incidentally, thanks for closing the rifts. Now the only hope for repairing the harbor is to send guys with pickaxes to clear the rocks. Even tried to hire miners who are also divers inquisitor, or ever tried. There aren't many, and even the few who are happy mining glowing shit from the rift. This is going to take a lot of my coin to fix. You would think that this city full of mages, they'd be able to like manipulate the water and just like part the water or something so people can work. Stop by the city sometime. I'll get in a game of Wicked Grace, please. This my account shit is boring me to death. Yeah, being in charge is not fun. Vivian in the last few years. Inquisitor, I fear I shall have no opportunity to meet you prior to the Exalted Council at Halan-Chiron. The colleges and fraternities of the Enchanters are holding yet another round of elections in a few months, and I must be present to organize everything, or the Inequitinians and the Lucerians will inevitably get drawn into the most passive-aggressive arguments over the numbers of ballot boxes and the arrangement of voting cards you can possibly imagine. On the last two occasions, I could not be spared from my duties at the Imperial Court. The isolationists sealed themselves inside the debating area with ice walls in protest over some insult from the her libertarian seniority enchanter from Cumberland, or Cucumberland, or whatever. I must, of course, convey the continuing aberration of the Elysian Court. Though I have no doubt my dear Duke Cindril has already bored you to death with the Council of Heralds' compliments by now. Concurrently, Vivian. I mentioned I'm a bitch. Cullen in the last few years. Cullen. Word has spread from Denerim about the summit the Inquisition will attend. The news is half rumors, and with the representatives, they say they're going. It's clearly serious, and details are probably not something you can put down in a letter. I will, however, look forward to more glowing descriptions about how much you love Orlesian parties. Oh, his sister. Brenson here, his son insists I add, hello, Colin, to this letter. He also insisted be hello and not hello. Your nephew is stubborn. How very familiar. Love, Mia. In case you forgot. Cassandra, in the last few years, I am writing. Inquisitor, I am writing to you from Hunterthorn Mountains, where I seek the success in tracking down Seeker and Mir. She is more shocked than most to hear the Lord Seeker Lucian's betrayal, as he was her mentor when she was just an initiate. But she is eager to help rebuild, and she has heard of few other Seekers who might have been sent to Rivienne. I still do not know how many of us yet remain, how many Lucius killed, but I know that we are recovering, and I know that we will be better this time. I confess, I look forward to returning to Orlais this month, or next month. Once I have thought that impossible. Orlais was little more than a land of frustrating politics, excessive ornamentation, and responsibilities I do not want. But now that friends wait for me there, I am almost home. Cassandra. I'm sure that was a terrible impersonation. I should feel bad about myself. That's Invisible Boy. Oh, it's just the golden nug glowing. Are you a real boy yet?
Inquisitor, I see you have time for afternoon refreshments.
The hell are you?
Glimmering, glittering, perfect cut, mask a maze of gemstones. She will think it pretty.
Excuse me, I might,
You're useful to have around, Cole.
He wants stones the color of his eyes. Happy, bright, beaming, being seen, not seeing. And I needed the table.
For breadcrumbs?
Birds like breadcrumbs.
The birds have feelings too.
Inquisitor, how good to see you here. I came to sit and pen another song.
Sweet songs, poignant pain plants joy that grows later. She can't see me. I help her help people.
I gathered.
You're a stalker. Like some creepy muse stalker.
You're smart and kind. You're worthy of true love.
Hello, Halam Sharam! The fire of Zither must be fueled by wine, ideally shared with adoring fans.
But not with him. You need somebody nice.
Ah.
Yes, better. He'll be gentle, so will you.
You're with the Chargers, are you not? I've seen you in the Skyhold Tavern where I sing.
Oh yes, I love your songs. Sometimes I'd sit up on the chair to take a better look at your songs. The Chargers have their own song, if you'd like to hear it.
Good.
Sure.
You're sure they'll both be all right when Krem tells her?
Strong arms, a sweet voice. Father wanted me to be happy.
Which one of them is that?
Both.
That's cute, actually. Actually, I think you could listen to them interact. Oh, I thought we'd do Krem.
A soldier, a savior, a hero, a leader, inquisitor fought for our souls. A battle, a breach, the one we beseech to protect our lives and our homes. Now teacher, a savior, a hero, a leader, Inquisitor fought for our souls. A battle, a breach, the one we beseech to protect.
Actually, I think I like this. Out of all the songs that I've heard throughout the game, like the bars, I think I like that one the most. Doesn't sound. I don't know why. I'm really not much for music. I don't particularly much care to for bar music and limericks, but that actually sounds pretty good. Again, better than any of like the many bar songs that are throughout the game. Care. Sarah, probably. Sarah's past and now things. Lost another book, stop leaving them places. And below are journal entries by Sarah, also several sketches of Skyhole with impractical cross-hatching. Moving again, less stuff, more things, people things. Too many vowel somethings, named less stupid. Last Jenny check-in, wasn't worried. A drawing of a gloved fist holding an odd symbol, smashing against the face of a chevalier. The symbol is red and smells of strawberries. Okay. Traveling again and again. Been here before. We're everywhere. Back to the Winter Palace, never good. Pack bees. Bet Varric we're in trouble. Scratched out. Varric won't take a sucker bet. In for 10th Colin. Everyone looks old and tired and fat. Find who shrunk my Skyhole clothes. Scratched out. Piss. Don't say the Inquisitor's hand looks bad. It looks very bad. Is whittled even here? Why do I go where there's no whittled? A drawing of Sarah and Dagna silhouette by an explosion, bees and exploding bees. Chargers in the palace. No one will be sleeping. Rainier hugs harder than Blackwall. Still beardy. Now I get a church in the palace. No one's going to be sleeping because they're loud. I get it. Josie is best here. Cassandra needs to punch something or she'll explode. Everyone, they'll never call in everyone. Liliana knows something. Knew it. Inquisition is in trouble. Oh, why are you in the back of the bar? Oh, I can't pull some more. Like, hey, Cole, how are you feeling? Let's see, I'm gonna walk in. Let's walk this way. And then we can go this way. And let's see if... I guess I don't say anything. Let's go talk to Cassandra. Oop.
Oh.
I forgot you were Canary.
Is everything all right?
Yes. Well, I wanted to speak with you, and now you're here.
Shocking how that works.
Should I leave and come back later so you can try again?
Always with clever suggestions. maybe you should sit.
I can stand.
Maybe I should sit.
Are you pregnant? You didn't do anything.
Inquisitor, I want you to know that I am your friend. I will always be your friend.
Oh, well, that's...
So I hope to give you sound advice on this momentous day. Do what is in your heart, my friend, no matter what anyone might tell you.
Maybe I should leave and come back. I think I missed the beginning.
I'm talking about marriage.
Marriage?
I can't imagine who it is. Macon knows you've kept it secret, but if marriage is... You're not proposing to anyone. I am going to kill Varric. Why do I believe everything he says? Why?
He said I was going to propose.
He mentioned a proposal. I suppose I filled in the blanks. Or he did this on purpose. That dwarf gets entirely too much joy from my discomfort.
Oh, you're adorable.
There are far worse things to be. Being Inquisitor has brought you good things. Many good things. But only a few have been by your choice. Take what happiness you can from those and do not let them go.
She would reference your
That is all I meant
option,
to say.
Like I said.
Advice from a friend for the days to come.
Unfortunately, the game got confused with all my flirting, and I get no romance option. No Dorian, no Iron Bull. They tried to pair me up with Cassandra and Josephine.
How did Varric, of all people, become the Viscount of Kirkwall?
Money?
A mystery for the ages.
It seems like money. Money's the answer. Money.
It is good to
the rich
see
get
you,
richer,
my friend.
the rich get powerful.
It is good to see you, my
Granted,
friend.
he does more and he actually cares, but money. Money's the answer. So is Cole just gonna sit there all timidly and stare at them like a, like some weird voyeur? Alright, Sarah, what have you been up to?
Here's you! And everyone! Glad to be back,
And a
all
glowing
stuffed
piece of
together.
paper.
With the pressure full on. Again. Don't worry, Herald of Everywhere. I came prepared. I know what everyone needs. Just like best times.
The hell was that? Those are pranks. That's just assault. Balloons full of shaving cream? What the fuck just happened there?
I expected a roof.
It's early. Anyway, that was a good run. It's all been a good run.
Yeah.
I needed that. And I need... You know it's ending, right? We can say it won't, but knobs in places like this, all they do is end things.
Yep.
They'll try a leash. Or worse. But maybe you aren't ready to quit just because some Lord Piddlebits is scared of us.
Do I seem like I'm ready to retire?
I'm
No, he said I
tired.
was.
I've never done anything for years. Point is, sooner or sooner,
Not
all
even the
this
Jenny
changes.
thing?
And you've helped me understand. Too much. So it's my turn to help you.
Learning.
See, I have these
My
friends,
mind.
and all of them were the wrong
confusion.
sort of whatever. Their place changed, or it never was. So together, we made an us. Everyone needs an us. And when the world is done saying no and calls you the wrong sort of whatever, maybe we can be that us for you. What do you think, Inquisitor? Want to run some rooftops as a Jenny?
You want the Inquisitor? Don't I have a few more titles than your usual Jenny? No offense.
some taken.
Words. Look, we don't want you. We want to be there for you. If you want to keep doing, it won't be nobles who help. It'll be friends.
Well, all I have to say is call me Red Frigging Jenny.
Way too confusing. You'll get a city. One that rhymes with arse.
Oh! I should have said we needed a we instead of an us, because... Wait! Anus! So stupid.
Okay.
To all my friends.
I didn't quite get it, but it's funny.
Always and ever, Inquisitor. Always and ever.
Sarah was never in the grave.
Creepy song is creepy. Ugh.
I guess it's a reference to that song. I always wonder if that was supposed to be about her. Oh, they moved.
Your worship, I'm glad you're here. Listen, I need you to keep the chief distracted while we sneak this dragon skull through the room behind him.
I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes.
It's for his birthday.
I'll see what I can do, Krem.
All right, here he comes. Just keep him talking. He loves talking.
He was there already.
Hey, boss.
Okay.
Good to see you.
I don't have any loved ones.
It's fascinating to see the remnants of Syrian culture here. Most of it was deliberately erased during the Orlesian unification, under the reign of Mafarath's son, Isarath.
Uh-huh.
Did you know that Ferelden has its own names for lords? The country is divided into Ternirs governed by Terns. Inside those are cities and Arlings ruled by Arls. And then there's the Banorn. It's a large area of countryside ruled by multiple bands.
Good to know.
Okay.
Do you think news of the Exalted Council could affect the lyrium shipments from Orzammar?
Maybe.
It's good to see that the Veil has largely healed, now that most of the major rifts are closed. You might think otherwise, but the Veil isn't technically a physical barrier. It's more like a magical vibration that repels the Fade. I'm sorry, I can't do this.
Sure you can. They must have that thing almost across the room by now, right? Ben Hasrath, remember?
Surprise! Happy birthday, Chief!
Okay.
Oh, you guys. You got me.
That's like so lackluster. I don't know what he does if
Hey, boss.
he's reinforced himself with the king. Oh, now I can talk to Cole again.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. There's somebody back here. There's another stupid bone. They seem to be up there. I vaguely remember this area from like the first time I played through. I think you have to climb up there too. This is plot barrier. There's a potion up there. Josephine. Maybe I can jump off from up there. Fail. Oh, there's a song for Vivian. Song from the Inquisition. Let me see. Wee. Aha. And now let's see if I can. Aha. No. All right. So have to do a catwalk. No. We want the thingy that's up there. That'll probably be crap and unimportant. But it's there, so it must be mine. Easy, easy. Steady. Looks like a potion. No! Aha! I looted it. Haha. So, a bottled cologne. A slim bottle of Heartland Lodge cologne. It smells not unpleasant of autumn leaves, loathy earth, and wood smoke. Totally worth it. So much the effort to throw that over the edge.
I suppose. I don't know.
A reminder, while the gazebo is available for festive occasions, deposits are non-refundable in most cases of flood, fire, or Imperium whim. Book accordingly. Okay. Oh, Colin's the one that got a dog.
You there! You're to dodge, not catch. If that ball were a fireball, you'd be dead.
It's got a derpy look to him, just like real dogs.
You found a dog?
They don't breed Mabari in Olay. The merchant said he was abandoned. Perhaps his owner's tired of the novelty.
Tire of you? With that positive attitude and fetching ability?
He's not supposed to fetch it.
I don't think you understand how this works.
Another Ferelden trapped at the Winter Palace. I couldn't leave him to that fate. Besides, I think he likes me.
I never expected you to make friends at a political council. How times have changed.
So they have.
Are you gonna start flirting with me now?
The Inquisition will change after this. I'm not yet sure what that will mean.
This dog will make it
Whatever
all better.
happens, our people, you, Liliana, Josephine, will have my support in whatever form you require.
If your support comes with that of your new friend, I'm sold. I know a useful ally when I see one.
You can help. Dodge this, and I'll find overpriced Orlesian dog treats before we go.
Doogie. No, that's what they're for.
Be careful, Inquisitor. We have a ways to go yet.
The dog's
Inquisitor.
magical, and he gives me stat points for each bone I give him. I guess that's all Constitution. Feel politically incorrect, I guess. Informed. Or junk. A silver ring found in it. Another thingy over here. A broken mask. The pieces of a broken mask found inside a velvet bag. What's left of the mask is covered in green jewels and eagle feathers. A scrap of paper inside the bag simply reads, "Try again."
I should look around.
Another bone. Yep. It's a really big one. Expensive dog treats. I don't get my dogs treats all that often, actually. Mostly because I worry about their health. Make sure I don't overfeed them. Chapter 11. I didn't even paying attention to that character.
Parched. Where is that servant?
I think the Inquisitor would comment about that.
Of course.
Shady character.
I should look.
Around. see what
Darling, you
Vivian
made it. Excellent. I scheduled this appointment ages ago, and they do appreciate punctuality.
So you were expecting me at this date, at this time. You knew exactly, precisely.
With the Imperial
when
Garden
this is gonna
Spa,
be.
of course. You work so hard, my dear. I wanted to treat you.
Oh. Kunari at the
I feel like I'm going to break something in here. Or someone.
You'll
My
present the
muscles
staff
will
with a
break their
special
fingers.
challenge, darling. The experience will be good for them.
Your plastic chest. Your plastic cleavage.
What are the cheese wheels for?
Yummy.
It pains me that you even have to ask. You've clearly been living too long in barely civilized
Oh my
conditions.
God, that body model and head don't go together.
Did you hear something?
Relax, darling. It's spa day. How have you been? It seems ages since we've spoken. How are your international relations with our favorite Tevinter Magister-to-be?
So so she acknowledges him as my romance option, but he's not.
I would never kiss and tell, Vivian. You know that.
Merely expressing concern for your well-being, my dear. Someone ought to.
Are you seeing?
So, how are you, Vivian? Are you with anyone?
Oh, aren't you just precious?
I'm not going to answer. my
Don't you
question.
feel better, my dear? This place really does work miracles.
You're so pale.
What happened?
Darling, it's spa day. Don't fret. You'll undo all the good they've done. Come
What
along,
did they
Inquisitor.
do?
They have other appointments, you know.
That's not spa day. We sat on a couch and talked with cheese wheels on our face. Like, wow, that is so, like, cheap. There's that one weird weapon, joke weapon, hunks of meat. Like, there was no effort into that, like, date. Like, spa day. We'll
Darling,
just make
what
them
can I do for you?
sit on, like, big floofy couches and just have cheese wheels, because what's maybe more Elysian or more rich than cucumbers on the ice? Cheese wheels, because French. It's like, okay. Let's see if I can stumble across more Kunaris.
What is this now?
Another bone, yep. Another Eric book. You had to remind me of that, huh? Remind me of the stupid alkalariums or whatever the hell they're called. I can't see that far because the assets aren't loaded. Oh, there's like really like no. There's like really no ambient dialogue. No shady characters. Oh, there's Liliana.
Such changeable weather this season.
And Necker Halfer. A diverse catalog of treasures, billing itself as the most distinguished retailer of fine goods and novelties to the rich since 786 Storm. This book list is filled with woodcuts of strange trinkets, the world's best articulated Everite backscratcher.
Same old?
Complicated looking
old.
devices, the only triple-decker carriage with Ozamar-designed wheel locks for smooth braking, and specialized items. To be the first to enjoy the amazing cooling properties of drakeskin lining in everyone's evening mask. So it's like one of those, almost like a catalog of those weird woo stuff.
Yes, thank you.
Or some of like the weird stuff in old comic books. Something about the king. To our honored friend Altigan. Ooh, is he in this game? Is he here? Thank you for attending this Exalted March. We trust you implicitly with Ferelden's wishes, and to fight for the security of our borders, messengers will be dispatched daily so that you are not cut off from us. As you undertake this duty, may her be with you. King Alistair and Queen Honora Ferelden. A postscript has been scribbled faintly at the bottom of the page. Good luck, Uncle. If there's anyone I'd rather have there than me, it's you. Or anyone else, really, but thanks for braving the lion. Oh, hey, it is Altigan. Altigan, not Altigan. No shady characters. Oh, look, it's Dorian. Scandalous gossip. This unsigned note is creased as if it had been secreted away in someone's pocket. Dearest Jay, I agree it is surprising the Feraldens come as equal, but the Exalted Council is in the heart of the southern Orlais, and that cannot be lost on our neighbors. Empress Celine came out for the first ceremonies and retired to her chambers for the rest of the talks. A day later, Marquise Briella came visiting on important matters of the state. Suffice to say, I do not think that we will see them at the council, because we don't want to pay extra for their voice actresses, I'm sure. So, or actually more than that, it's probably they didn't want to have to script for like the different possible outcomes of the Herlanchelon quest. Now, Celine and the Revit Cavor like lovers half their age. Of course, the foolish assume our Empress is so distracted that they may be safely overreach themselves, and the idea that even more disastrous than the new carpeting in the North Wing. That shade of lime, really. Fashion is everything. We really should model ourselves after Jen and the holograms. And dedication. Ooh, money. These stupid coins aren't worth anything. Another thingy to loot. A lacquered box. A lacquered box containing 5 pots of blush, 3 jars of lipstick, a small but sturdy hairbrush, a dozen of brightly jeweled hairpins and ribbons. A note affixed to the inside of the lid reads, "A few supplies for emergencies, my petite love mama." Gotta look your best.
Such changeable weather this season.
I guess it doesn't seem to just be limited to like the women here. It's also the men that have to look their best. Although I don't think they have the pressure of having to be wearing makeup and stuff. Aha. I think I found them all.
I suppose.
Uh-oh. Bees! Oh, the cudgel of a golden ebon queen. Inflicts bees on the target. Nice. I don't think it's better than what Iron Bull has.
Inquisitor?
Oh, let's go talk to Dorian. I wonder what happens if they're not there. I wonder if Dorian still becomes the ambassador. We can't kill him off, so.
Orlais is on your side, Lord Parvis. The Inquisition's support is not a thing to lose lightly.
Which is why the Orlesian court is circling it with a net and collar? But you'll have to excuse me. I see an old friend I must greet.
Oh, is that all I am? An old friend?
Inquisitor, how long has it been? Don't actually tell me. I despise feeling old. It's good to see you, my friend.
Thrilled to be at the Exalted Council, Lord Pavis.
Oh, riveted. Orlais wants the Inquisition tamed, Ferelden wants it gone, the Chantry meddles, and Tevinter sends but one ambassador. That's me, by the way. A reward for my interest in the South. Thankfully, Ambassador Pavis is a token appointment. Call on me as you like.
Inquisitor, Duke Cyril Montfort, member of the Council of Heralds and Lord of Chateau Haine. I have long followed your work. It is extraordinary.
Is that sentiment shared by the rest of the court?
I did say the world like 3 times.
Orlais wishes only to offer respectful guidance to the Inquisition.
It's expected.
The Inquisition's grown. It would be shocking if they didn't find us a threat.
Yet you've started no major wars. The Inquisition is a very considerate rival. I've not forgotten Justinia's death. I had friends who perished at the Temple of Sacred Ashes. More than the good you have done, it is the good we may do together I don't wish to lose. Whatever happens, Inquisitor, I wish you well.
Okay, that's all he has to say. No further questions? The Dorian disappeared off too. It's over there. Hey.
As the most eloquent dwarf you know, Sparkles...
Speech! Speech! Way too much speech.
Varric, there's really no need.
What's going on?
Inquisitor! You're just in time. Sparkles, the Imperium doesn't deserve you, or want you. It may even kill you, but we'll miss you, if it counts. And you didn't know. Okay, folks. Time to take the party elsewhere.
Tommen never wanted any. I swear.
Leave him.
Okay. Surprised. Thought they see me now. They're not even part of the group anymore. I'm too distant. Should be a sign, but I don't think that's a thing that's addressed. They're just gonna start doing that and not even invite me over.
It's true. When the Exalted Council has ended, I'm going back to Tevinter. For good, this time.
You know I'll miss you.
Naturally. My father is dead. Assassinated, I believe. I received notice this morning. A perversely cheerful letter congratulating me on assuming his seat in the Magisterium. We only met a few times while I was home. He didn't say anything about keeping me as his heir. This ambassadorship, his doing, I'm told. He must have wanted me away when the trouble began. I have to go back.
So you'll truly be a Magister?
So he seems like he...
yes. I can't wait to degrade the Magisterium with my presence. A new outfit is
gonna
required.
have more of a...
And then what?
An importance.
I find my
in the
father's
next game.
killers and kill them back. Then I find those giving Tevinter a bad name and kill them. They're most likely the same people.
Especially if, like, we
so that should make the job easier.
end up exploring more of the Tevinter Kunari conflict. If anything, if this DLC is anything to go by,
You'll need help.
Kunari going to be a lot
I
more
could go
involved.
with you.
Not this time, my friend. I won't be entirely without support. Mayveris has gathered other Magisters who feel as we do. We'll be an actual faction in the Magisterium. I'll teach them manners, take them shopping. It'll be fun.
Teehee.
I know it was complicated, but I'm sorry about your father.
Thank you. It still doesn't feel real.
I wish you safe travels and the best of luck.
Oh, I'll need it, thank you. Magisters are tricksy bastards. A present. A going-away present. It's a sending crystal. Amazing what friendship with the Inquisition gives you access to. If I get in over my head, or you're overwhelmed with sorrow for lack of my velvety voice... Magic.
Magic walkie-talkies.
You didn't think I would just leave and you'd never hear from me again, did you? You are my dearest friend. Perhaps my only friend. That will never change, no matter where we are. Now let's finish the good wine before the others get back.
So there's like magic walkie-talkies. So like, why did they need the
Quite the party, wasn't it?
Illuvians?
I hear it left the Orlesians and Fereldans completely aghast. Andraste's herald, the Inquisitor, toasting a Tevinter Magister. Not a bad scandal to leave on. I can't believe it's been so long.
Around 2 years.
That's it? 2 years? Sweet merciful maker, it felt like 10. That could have been all the wine. Only thing back home I really missed. Good to see you, my friend.
Divine Victoria, am I interrupting?
Of course not, Inquisitor. I was catching up with Redcliffe's Arl. He's here to represent Ferelden at the summit.
Inquisitor, good to meet you.
How are things in Redcliffe, my lord?
Blessedly quiet. The mayor conveys his greetings. Redcliffe remembers its savior.
I had hoped to steal a moment of the Divine's time.
Very well. We'll continue this later, your perfection.
Many are frightened of the Inquisition's power, but I will do all I can to allay their fears.
When world powers want to discuss plans for the future, I get nervous.
Good.
As one
Someone
should.
should keep you on your toes. We don't want you to get bored, Inquisitor. I have much to do, but let me say this. I may no longer be your spy master, but I am always here if you require.
I'm glad you finally arrived, Inquisitor. The Crown's anxious for news.
And your thoughts on Ferelden's position?
The breach is long gone, yet Skyhold's army remains. Ferelden can't continue to ignore soldiers on its borders.
I appreciate knowing where Ferelden stands.
You are owed that, Inquisitor, especially here. These Orlesians will talk circles around you before you get a simple greeting out. I won't keep you longer. We'll have words enough when the Exalted Council begins.
Wait, can't I talk more? Like, please express your concerns and... What would you like to see? I mean, disbandment, but how? I mean, the problem is that we're sitting on your borders. We could just go somewhere else.
Darling, what can I do for you?
I think that is it.
Those elders, always afraid to mingle.
It's been a while since so many gathered in this place.
Half of Val Royal must be here.
I don't think the B weapon's any better for Iron Bull. Dangerous B weapon. Where is it? Oh, it's not a B weapon. Or it's not a... I thought it was a two-handed. It's not. Oh yeah, then it's definitely not any better. Nope. I should sell stuff. See, this is like the only time you ever get to spend with anybody. It's like, that's awfully short. Bye, Citadel. It's time to actually start the plot. I feel so connected and
thank you, Your Holiness.
Last chance to say goodbye.
Now, Artigan, as to your concerns.
The Inquisition established an armed presence in Ferelden territory. You outright seized Caer Bronach in Crestwood.
Caer Bronach.
Yes, from bandits. Would you like us to give it back to them?
Your help was appreciated 2 years ago, Inquisitor. Now order has been restored, yet you remain. Invading under pretext of restoring order is exactly what the Grey Wardens did to us centuries ago, and we exiled them. Now the Inquisition is doing the same thing with Grey Wardens in their ranks.
Your concern is ill-founded. The Grey Wardens have proven their worth time and again.
Of course Orlais tolerates this interference. Without the Inquisition, Celine would have neither her throne nor her elven... Marquise.
Rest assured, Tegan, the Empire of Orlais will not stand idle if the Inquisition oversteps its bounds. Unlike Ferelden, however, Orlais understands that these were the well-intentioned mistakes of a young organization.
An organization in need of a guiding hand. Yours, no doubt.
Pardon me, Inquisitor. Divine Victoria wishes to speak with you in private.
The Divine Victoria, who's sitting just up there.
Yes, and who was once your spy master. It's a pressing matter, Your Worship.
My apologies. An urgent matter has come to my attention. Ambassador Montillier, can you handle this for a short while?
Of course, Inquisitor.
This is highly irregular.
Perhaps it would be best if we took a short recess.
Oh no, how dare he need a break. Well, she needed to talk to me. Can be like, hey, recess.
The guard said we should both see this. I believe she was correct. A Canary warrior in full armor. How did he get into the Winter
Their
Palace?
armor's made of wicker.
So what would the left hand of the Divine see when she looked at this?
This is a warrior, not a spy. Part of the Antam, the Canary military. Most of his wounds come from a fight against someone using magic, but at least a few are from a blade. He was badly hurt, separated from his allies, and made it here before he died. But how?
Louvienne.
Would the Iron Bull know anything about this?
I asked, and he is as surprised as we are. Since becoming Talvashov, he has had no contact with his people. He seems frustrated at not knowing more.
Oh, I like how we don't have a choice of, like, no, maybe we should kind of, like, let the other people know and be like, hey, here's a thing happening.
Deadly mysteries at the Winter Palace. Throw in a Haller statue and some Caprice coins, and it's just like old times. Can Josephine manage the diplomats while I look around?
She will be fine. It's all speeches and posturing for the first few days anyway. I will extend the recess as long as possible. I will also have our friends ready themselves for battle if need be.
You think that's likely?
I think the Exalted Council may be more exciting than we expected.
Well, yes, because who would, rotate? Because who would want a game which just, or a DLC that just has political intrigue and politics and stuff? I mean, what would a game be without combat? Story. Okay. A story-driven game with.
Is it a murder? Well met, Your Worship.
With, you know, a plot twist or something instead of like with no combat. So they're blocking here and here. Oh, no, they're not blocking. Let's just walk around. Hey, Cole.
Hello.
Hello. I somehow know he fell from over there. So did he climb down? How the hell did that blood get on the wall? So it looks like he was like hit the back of the wall. Aha, loot. Steal all the things. Illuvian. It's not like this was a plot twist in the trailer or anything. I'll just walk in without telling anybody. Oh. So I'm gonna bring Sarah along this first time, just because I know the perspective's different when it comes to elves. So I'll bring boring Blackwall. Let's bring Ironbull with us to see what his reaction is, and we need another warrior, so...
Morrigan brought me here while showing me the Illuvians.
Oh, let me get this spawning. Oh. It's not different for her yet.
Judging by the bloodstains, he tried to get through here.
Is there a problem?
This mirror doesn't look broken, but it's inactive. Maybe there's a way to unlock it.
I just don't... No mention of Morgan. Like, I know she left at the end of Inquisition, as, like, the title card suggests, but, like, where did she go? Did she go back to Halachiron? Or Winter Palace? Check there. Okay. Like, or does she just disappear somewhere else? And I finally get all the trophies I need to not follow the quest markers and go elsewhere. Here. Ooh. I think it takes me to another part of this map. Look at all the delicious blood just on the ground.
The blood trail leads to this mirror.
Good. Let's see where this Canary took his wounds.
Took these wounds upon me hill. Stabby stab. Bird thing with the sun, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna walk through here. Unlock treasures. Actually, I think they're like the best weapons in the game, technically. Ow, my head hurts. I'm walking through a mirror. And that's not a symptom that's ever been described. Book of Butterflies. This book opens to reveal thin slates of wood and glass. Pinned cushions inside the slats are a confusion of colorful butterflies, some as small as a copper. Mention of coppers that aren't used in the game anymore. Others with a wingspan as large as a hand, engraved on the front are words. In celebration of your 20th anniversary with fondest well wishes, Countess Letitia. Read everything. Faded letter, an unsent letter to someone named Rochelle. Oh, it has something to do with the mirror. Let's read it. Marcel, forgive the absence of my letters. The Dalish raids have ominous enough, but now Gaspon's chevaliers ride through my estates without so much as a by your leave. What a time to ravel their swords. A shipment came the other day with things that will not travel well. A rare Navarian miniature of Andraste, a triptych lace of the thickest oak of Tevinter, and most of wonders of all, a pre-chantry full-length elven mirror. The mirror was discovered after an earthquake near Valdorma brought to light an unplundered elven ruin. I purchased the entire lot. There were some other minor artifacts and tokens, and the mirror quickly became my favorite. My wife insists we leave soon, and I suppose she is right. I cannot bear to leave it behind. I will send for the mirror when I am safely on the rail. Then I will throw a party where you can work at it yourself if you want to shoot. So that's how this mirror, justification why this mirror is here where it is, apparently in this abandoned estate. I would assume in the, not the Crestwood Forest, the other wooded area that I can't even remember what the name of it was. But if this is like 3 years ago, why doesn't
Demons, they'll not get through me.
armor, even though it's not very protective. There we go. No, wait. What? This isn't my armor. Oh, there it is. Nipples. And the cuts. The following sacking bonus is granted. The taken shape, the ring glows warmly. Notes on the methods of enchanting, the writing on these papers arches to be looked at. A shimmer slight as if under the enchantment. The paper are handwritten, but each letter is as perfectly formed as from a printing press. Notes on the first attempt, improper variances on the bindings woven into the materials led to a catastrophic unraveling. The first batch is lost, but I will have supplies brought in from the same stock to illuminate whether the imperfection is within the materials or the enchantments. Barely going to a place where the moon is like out during the day.
Elven ruins. I'm not sure we're even in Orlais anymore.
Oh, the bloody red road.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. The old team together again to kick some ass.
There's no throwing, right?
It was one time.
Okay. Take it we're gonna come back later.
Another Qunari, dressed like the one in the Winter Palace.
He's Karashok, a foot soldier. Must have been in the same squad.
Looks pretty, but it looks very simple and like procedurally generated with a couple of trees scattered about, even though it's, you know, I think it's supposed to look more like that over there. It's green, hilly.
Looking for ruins and dead people. Why do I keep coming back for trips like this?
Perhaps it's a calling, or the calling. Are you secretly a Grey Warden? It was going around.
What? No, it... Different name, same arse.
Blue fire that burns. Spirit fire.
Inquisitors down!
No shit, Captain Obvious. So, spirit fire people bad. with magic. There. This mind. There. Alright. Hey, I should try casting the spell on it. It is an RPG after all. I cast a spell on the magic fire that burns. How about wrist magic? Where are we? Oh, I can always look it up and see. Elven Mountain Ruins. Balefire. So it's not something I can do just yet. We'll probably end up coming back or something.
A spell killed these Kunari. Someone cast it not even an hour ago. We need to find out why these Kunari were here, and who did this to them.
A time, limit. No, so I guess the Shadow Figure wasn't a Kunari, it's probably Solus dressed up.
Over there, Kunari.
Really?
If we want to know why they're here, we've got to get across to that island.
You know, there's just... The Alluvions were supposed to be special and rare, and there's just a bunch of them just scattered about everywhere. Here's these long forgotten ruins just out in the open. It just kind of... Okay, broken statues at the top of this pedestal. It just feels a bit ridiculous. Here's these rare mirrors, and then there's just a bunch of them now. Just out in the open.
I don't understand.
Listen to the little surface.
I think I know what to say. Armelana de Thavrin. Rivas Viranaris.
Hey, good continuity.
Right.
I believe we're
That
gonna
wasn't
have that.
weird. No one knows anything.
It was part of a ritual. A secret greeting from those Fen'Harel trusted. If Mithal's Well of Sorrows knew this, were they close? Friends, or... I'm not sure.
At least I didn't have to fight them. The wolves welcome. A wash of powerful magic carries an impression of welcome. Images flashed by an elven slaves fleeing from this place in ancient times, greeted by others who then tend to their wounds. Their words are not so much heard as felt. Femhara bids you welcome, rest knowing that the Dreadwolf guards you and his people guard this valley. In this place you are free, and trusting us you will never be bound again.
That was like Veilfire. It claimed this was a refuge for elven slaves.
Slaves? Of other elves? The old elves? Pissers.
This whole valley was a sanctuary created by the dread wolf Fen'Harel.
I guess that explains why these mirrors are just out in the open. Why not just get myself?
Too bad we're not here at night. We could come back when it's dark, use the stars to see exactly where we are.
What are you thinking? Turn this into a safe house for spies? A secret storehouse? No, wait! A training course for elite soldiers.
Can't a man just be curious?
I guess.
You're alone, and that you get curious. Yes. I guess we go through here. Nope, can't climb up the easily scalable rocks. Don't see anything below lies. Dragon. Oh, oops. Chevrolet. Oh, it's up there.
Cuts all over the back. He was killed by surprise.
This can't have happened too long ago. The blood's not even dry.
And you also just say the body's still warm. If it's not dry, then it probably wouldn't be cold either. But gold. Oh, there you are. The promise of Ben-Hesherel. A wash of powerful magic carries the pang of hope. Images flash by a man in wolfskin standing with a group of freed slaves, clasping one's arm in friendship. Words are not so much heard as felt. Femharel has claimed falsely named a god, but it is as mortal as any of you. He takes no divine mantle, and he asks that none be bestowed upon him. He leads only those who would help willingly. Let none be beholden but by choice. They bring back.
This is Fenharel, helping former slaves as a mortal, not a god.
Kinda curious that this guy had to specify he wasn't a god.
But Fenny helping is bonkers.
I'm here to help. I'm totally not a god. I'm mega powerful, but not a god. So an alien. Maybe he's an alien with more advanced technology, which could be confused for a god. The lies of the Evenuus. Oh, these words. A powerful wash of magic carries the sensation of bitter fury. Images flash by. Elven mages enslaving tens of thousands, making arrogant proclamations of godhood. Words are not so much felt as heard. The gods are Evenuus, claim divinity, yet they are not but mortals, powerful in magic who can die just as you can. In this place we teach those who join us how to unravel their lies.
This claims the elven gods were just Evenuus. Powerful but completely mortal mages.
Almost like these slaves were being untaught what they'd learned. Being formed into a rebellion.
If that's true, Fenharel was teaching these freed slaves the truth about these false gods.
Now I got a superpower. The anchor can now automatically generate focus over time and discharge the accumulated focus. Left and L3. Discharging the anchor makes your party briefly invulnerable. The anchor also glows brightly for a short time, lightning, dark areas, and revealing objects.
What happened?
I'm not sure. It stopped at least. This looks like it fits into that pedestal by the broken bridge.
Below now. Whee.
This place is creepy.
Now I can walk through fire.
That alluvion only took us a short distance. That's the same lake we saw from the other tower.
Has its uses. Move a lot of soldiers around quickly that way.
So, what was this connected to then? I didn't see any ruins. Don't really think it was bridged all the way over there. Especially if you just got teleporting mirrors. Okay, this unsigned. I'll just have written in Qlet. Have in common tongue. The lettering on the that looks shaky. 10 more in today. No one saw me. If more instructions, please. Use second drop point. More people on the ground soon. It has to be better covered.
A letter by the Kunari. Why are they translating it into our language?
Technical base abilities are much more powerful at the cost of large amounts of health.
Canary were living here. Why?
These Kunari were running when they died. Let's find where this battle began.
Great AI. So this mirror's broken. Oh, he teleported back. I'm okay. This isn't as cool as like the trailers made it out to be. It seemed like you were like running, like you were gonna be fighting and then like punching each other through like illuvions and falling through as you fight, and then like ending up in different interesting places. And instead, you're just kind of like quietly cheesing afterwards. So honestly, I don't really mind things being overly combatant, but it's just kind of needless puzzles. Not very interesting puzzles either. Actually, Fireball, I do need that accessory. Okay, so why was that where it was? But clearly he came from that way. Like, so who reset this puzzle? Like, did the Solas actually go out of its way to reset this? And clearly, if it managed to get washed with stuff, it's been down for a while. So.
Kunari.
One tower. Where's the other tower? There. Oh, sure, I'll call. Actually, if I want to flank them, maybe.
Vashidan! The Inquisition doesn't leave alive.
Are you guys following? What the hell happened? So Sarah, you climb here. Oh, that confused the hell out of the game's physics. Herbs. And after 2 years, I'm still picking my own herbs. Just walk through here and just find herbs. No, Valhalla. Valhalla. That's something completely different. Ooh, a campsite. Telescope and nothing. No one says anything. Really, just some random silverite. That's how ore works. Golden Valhalla. that's what that belt does. Alright, I found something. A charred note, torn from the letter. From a large page, the page is charred at the edges. Stuck the tower, a great sizzling bolt out of the blue sky. Afterwards, spirits emerged from a statue of a wolf, as if the lightnings woke them and they appeared to be looking for someone. The only word I understood was Ben Harel. They did not see me, but beware, for they may attack any guard too. So they got here on their own because there's boats right there. Justify my animal abuse by skinning them for their hides. Stuff. More silverite just sitting on the open. That's the spirits want to something. Yay. Where's that audio coming from? Sounds like there's a great battle of people happening somewhere. Oh, it's over here. I think I equipped the wrong spells. I did. I can't be fucking serious, and my characters.
Why did those Kunari attack the Inquisition on sight?
No idea. They weren't Talvashoth, though. This might be a rogue group, but they think they're following the Qun.
Did I equip the wrong abilities? I probably did. Yes. Oh, Ice Mind. Quintic Castle. You fucking serious? What the fuck was that? The driver keeps its gaze on the light that illuminates way forward, so... Is there. This is the drive over here. And he's there, right here.
What's this?
The lifting of the Valaslin. The wash of powerful magic, sensation of determination, images flash, former slaves and ranks of the Femheral, armed and strong, their skin is clear, their face tattoos, the Elven Valasin are gone. Words are not so much felt as heard. The brand of the Evenuris can be lifted from you. That all you may know, you oppose their cruelties. None here are slaves. All are under our protection. All may choose to fight.
Hidden weapons. These freed slaves actually fought back against the Evenuris, posing as...
The Dalish. I'll go it. To shit themselves.
They've been worshipping the wrong gods. Silly Dalish hippies, I guess. So, why the hell aren't they? Wow. Maybe this was fight the B team. Yeah, I wonder if there's gonna be more combat. Gold.
Falling back!
Okay.
Our coats say he's how she got pulled?
Arrows out!
How can't I use those? Hurry orders. Enhanced basic attack. Your first attack now leaps towards target if you're anywhere. Plan of attack. This letter is written in both Kunlet and the common language. I've read your report. Station your people in the abandoned elven towers by the lake. It is a short distance from the entrance to the mirror that connects to Halashira. We will need the space to lodge our people after the infiltration is complete. There is a map of the crosswords at the bottom with the arrow from the elven ruins Illuvian to the Illuvian that leads to the Winter Palace.
This letter says the Kunari came to these ruins because the Illuvians connect to Halam Shara.
An attack on the Winter Palace.
It was some sort of infiltration. There's no more details.
This is crazy. They're acting like we're at war.
Are they?
I don't know, boss. I wish I did.
Regarding Globos, so remember, if you wish to move the statue, light the second has gone in from the left as you face the wolf's head. Use the blue-green flame in the blazer. It is magic, but it will not harm you. Remember your duty to the queue. When you light the sconce, the box, click in the statue, paw will open. There is an item inside. Do not touch it. It is open. We will have a Cerebus examine it for magic when the time comes.
Let's look for anything that explains why the Kunari came here before we go.
Unknown agent. This glore-splattered letter was written both in common. Okay. 2 hours ago, an unknown intruder penetrated our defenses. Masked in cloak, a mage Used magic to awaken spirits and then turn them against us. The intruder moved as if he knew this place, fled after the spirits awoke. Doesn't that spirits keep attacking? Engagement, not wreck.
A note about an unknown intruder coming through an alluvion. They turned spirits against us, then fled. 2 parties then. The Kunari, and a mystery agent determined to stop them.
Solace.
Come on. We have to warn people about the Kunari's designs on the Winter Palace.
Junk items. How do I get there? Huh. What the fuck? Really? Okay, I guess not. So where are we? Odd. What was it? Oh, the corruption thingy. Let's see. I think it's odd I can't use my abilities. convenient. Just right after we start.
One dead Canary was bad enough. Now we have more, and they're hostile.
This makes no sense. The Canary may not be friendly to the Inquisition, but they have no reason to attack us.
They also have no reason to be here, or using Illuvians at all.
I've had the mirror placed under guard for now, Your Holiness.
Cullen, please just call me Liliana.
Yes, Liliana.
It appears the relative peace and quiet of the last 2 years is coming to an end.
First the Blight, then Mages and Templars, then Corypheus, and now this. Can't we go 10 years without the world falling to pieces?
No. We must ensure that the Canary do not disrupt the negotiations. The Exalted Council is in a very delicate state.
Why? I'm certain you can soothe the nobles' ruffled feathers while we solve the real problem.
Not when the Inquisitor insults everyone present by walking out in the middle of the talks. Our only advantage is that Orlais and Ferelden are divided in goal and grievance. If they unite against us, Divine Victoria will have no choice but to support their claims. We could lose everything.
Could we use the Canary threat to remind everyone how valuable the Inquisition still is?
I would think so.
Not until we know more. It will be fine. I will attend to the Exalted Council.
And while Josie does that, we will investigate.
We, Your Holiness?
You do, Josie?
I'll head back to the crossroads. We need to find out what the Canary are doing, and why they attacked.
And I'll have a quiet word with our honor guard.
The plot thickens. What? Do you need me to stop? I can. Well, I am going to take a quick break. That's because I've been going for 3 hours. And apparently I'm choking the bandwidth, so I will be back later and hopefully we'll finish our adventures through our mirrors.